Pokemon Fire Red. This is the fourth game in my Play All the Pokemon series, and it was fun until the Elite Four, but we'll get to that. So, start off as every other Pokemon game does. Professor Oak, boy or girl, choose your name. My name is Bob. Choose your rival's name. Of course, chose Meg for the rival, and we are ready to start our adventure. We shrink down into a little boy and we try to go into some grass. We get stopped by Oak, who drags us back into his lab. At this point we don't even know who this guy is, and we're just following him, without questions asked. He jabbers on for a little bit, tells us about his balls and how he failed in his life achievements, then shows us to pick a Pokemon, and I chose Charmander. Not that this is going to matter because he stays in the PC, hence why I call him PC Champ. Meg picks her Pokemon, being a Squirtle. Of course, she has to choose the one that's good against what I chose, and battle commences. So, Squirtle vs Charmander, ordinarily not a great matchup, but just for scratch and tackle, she goes down without too much trouble, and PC Champ levels up. I go into the mart and pick up the Oak's parcel because he's such a lazy so-and-so that he can't do it himself, and I head back onto Professor Oak's lab, give him the parcel, the lazy so-and-so what he is, and Meg interrupts our little heart-to-heart we're having there. He gives us the Pokedex, the digital encyclopedia, and Meg tells us that we're going to get a map of her sister, so we don't even try. We go on and catch Pidgey. I call her Big Pecs. I didn't really know what the theme of the team name was going to be before this time, but it's Champs, and I got Brock Champ and named him as such because without him I would be screwed, because there is no really good offensive Pokemon against Brock at this point. We get wiped out by Meg, so we don't even bother trying to rematch. Watch an old man catch a Weedle, and we just blitz through the forest. Nothing really exciting there. On to Brock now. Like I say, we got Brock Champ by our side, so this won't be too much of a difficult matchup. Got the low kick in already, so that's a lifesaver against Brock. And like I say, Brock Champ is the best one we could have went for really in this situation, because start of the game, there isn't too many plentiful Pokemon to be choosing from to take on these rocky monsters. He wipes out PC Champ. He's only around to stall really and load defenses till I can get in there with Brock Champ, wipe him out, no problemo. Grab the badge into Mount Moon now. Nothing really much happens here except I grab the Dome Fossil and I go take Save one, and I'm out of there. Other than that counter, talk to these two guys. Mega Kick and Mega Punch is what they want to learn you. I of course give it to Brock Champ, and learns Mega Punch, and then the other dude Mega Kick, because we don't choose sides. We play all of the fields, learn Mega Kick, and run into Meg again, who 2 out of 3 matches I win 2. He's doing a fame checker. I don't know. Check myself out, I guess. We blitz through the bridge, find a Pokemon, chat to him for a little bit, and then shove him into the machine. Comes out a human. Happy days. We find an Abra. Actually, this wasn't the first Abra I encountered. There was many more that got away from me, but this is the first one I caught. Call him Brain Champ because he's smart as hell, and take on Misty. I'm pretty sure Misty was a tough battle, but of course I cut all the crap out and I just show you the one where it matters. I do remember now, Misty was an absolute pain in the kahoofer, and in fact I think I even leave her and come back at a later date. You see here I'm getting wiped out. This is one of like 50 attempts I had. I didn't have anything really good against Misty at this point, so after blacking out, and I get wiped out again. So after blacking out, I heal up and I just leg it. Just leave her be. Run for this trashed house. They had a house party I think last night, and make it to the next place. grab the bike voucher from this chatty old guy, and run into a Diglett in Diglett Cave. We smash him down. Oh, that's right, yeah, I left that battle in, because this is where Brockchamp evolves into Primeape. He was real good at the start of the game, less and less useful as the game went on, but he served his purpose. Defeating Brock, that was. Run into Meg again, take her out without too much difficulty, and she tells us about the captain. He wants some rubs, so I give the captain a rub and grab myself cut. They then kick me off the ship. This is deja vu, if you've seen the yellow playthrough. And I sadly watch it go away. I think I'm Misty again now that my Brain Champ has evolved and my Mankey has evolved. She don't stand a chance. Oh yeah, also I gave him secret power, which helped because he actually had a offensive move. Gets down to my Brockchamp, but she goes down without too much difficulty. Thanks, Misty. See ya, sucker. Now this is the first time I've ever done this, first time successfully, but bingo bango bongo, I get in through the gate into Lieutenant Surge. Now he's got 2 more Pokemon than when he does in yellow, but they all go down just as easily as Misty did eventually. So Shockwave, but I dig, of course, ground type move, don't stand a chance. Dig on him, he's down. Why would I ever change? I guess I just wanted to look at my Pokemon here, and I actually did change. Joke's on you guys. Psych. Since that Pikachu, I think I'm actually just trying to grind him up in levels, maybe that's probably what I'm doing. Level 30 at this point gives you some idea of all the grinding I had to do to make this team viable at this point in the game. Pikachu Shockwaves, but I dig a hole to avoid him, and it's Thunder Waves, and he goes down without too much difficulty. Raichu now. Just want to have a look at my Pokemon again there, and dig a hole to avoid his oncoming double team. Evasiveness doesn't really work here because he gets hit all the same, and down goes Lieutenant Surge, but leaves me with a Paralyze. Happy days, Thunder Badge in hand, and he lets me use Fly, which I didn't realise was so early in the game. Onto Rock Tunnel now. This was a huge pain. I thought I would be able to get through Rock Tunnel without too much difficulty, except I kept getting lost, and I don't know, yeah, I had to escape rope out there eventually, backtrack all the way so I could get myself Flash. Only tells me that I was missing 2 Pokemon from the Pokedex, so I had to catch a Weedle and a Caterpie. I cut that crap out though. Back to the Rock Tunnel now, with Flash in hand. For some reason Oddish can flash, and I make my way onto Route 10 through Lavender Town, cut a tree in with Diglett. Yeah, Diglett learns Cut, which doesn't make any sense to anybody ever, and I find myself a Growlithe, except I realise at this point I got 1 Pokeball, so I give it my all, I throw my ball, and he pops out straight away, and roll, just to rub it in. I should call him Katy. Goddamn Katy Perry with a roll. So this takes me a little while now to find a Growlithe. The first time I just showed you was my first encounter. I got him, no problem at all. But the next time takes significantly longer. I do eventually run back into the roaring male Katy. Goddamn Katy Perry. Throw my Great Ball, and it's great because I catch him. Not the first attempt, but it was an attempt. Call him Dog Champ. Blast through this place, get my steps in by mistake because I'm an idiot, and onto Fuchsia City. Quick heal up there, grab myself a Thunderstone, evolve Dogchamp straight away as soon as I can into Arcanine, which he wasn't really that big of a help in this playthrough either, other than the grass gym there, but is what it is. I find Team Rocket, he Houdini's into the wall, and I find him downstairs hiding out. So he goes down, never had any difficulty, drops me a lift key, and I get my steps in again because again I'm an idiot, and then I take the lift to B4. I'll hang out with Giovanni for a little bit, my We just met, we're great friends, but he wants to battle, so I do just that. Have to heal up there, but take Onyx down without too much difficulty. Looks like dig. Yeah, just a lot of digging. Same with the Rhyhorn. Goes down with counter. Happy days. And Kangaskhan also doesn't stand a chance except I ran out of counters and didn't really have a good fine type move, so he does take out Brock Champ. But Brain Champ comes in and I grab myself the Silph Scope, talk to this old lady, she spills the tea, and I go and spread it immediately to the guards, which allows me into the other areas of the game, into Pokemon Tower, bump into Meg again, and this battle, I don't know, I can't remember actually how difficult this battle was, even though it was like yesterday I did this. Time freezes here for some reason. You have to just ignore that for me, and send out Dog Champ. Take out the Executor, no problem at all. Got the burn off, so he went down pretty damn quick. Wartortle, send out my Brock Champ, grab a Water Gun, but goes down in one, cross chop. I decided if I'm going to change Pokemon, just give an opportunity to look at them all. Kadabra, and probably staring at my Pokemon here, realising that I have nothing good against a Kadabra, which is a running theme all through this game. Psychic Gym was particularly difficult, but he does eventually go down without too much difficulty. Funnily enough, the Pokemon I'm using now in this early game, I don't really come in that much handy at all in the later game. It's a shame Kadabra couldn't evolve, because I'm using it wrong, because it would have been much more helpful. But Meg goes down, make my way through the tower, find a ghost. The ghost turns out to be a Marowak, and without too much difficulty, using Brock Champ, take a couple of bone meringues there, but I do eventually turn Marowak back into a ghost. So see ya, sucker. I go upstairs, find Team Rocket hanging out, take down all of their Raticates and Rattatats and Zubats probably, but they go down. Cross chop saves the day again, and I defeat Team Rocket Grunt, and there's an old man just waiting there for me. Talk to him for a quick minute, and he takes me back to his home. Well, old men like me in this game and always want to take me back to their home. I don't know what it is, but he gives me the flute. I go and find a Snorlax, wake the Snorlax up with said flute, and he wakes up all kinds of grumpy on the wrong side of that bed. So I had every intentions of adding a Snorlax to my team, except it didn't really go the way that I had planned. I try and weaken him down a good bit. See, Brain Champ is absolutely useless unless he can evolve, and even then his defensive stats ain't too good at all, really. But luckily Brock Champ can't be put to sleep, which does help. But I weaken him down with a whole bunch of Rock Tombs. That's one. And he keeps resting and waking up and resting, which is just a pain, trying to yawn me but I don't go to sleep. And then a crit ends it. Now at this point I thought, it doesn't matter, there's another Snorlax in the game that I can get and will get to add Snorlax to my team, but he also returned to the mountain with his brother. So on to Fuchsia City. I guess it just wasn't meant to be with the Snorlax. It's what it is. He'll only weigh me down. Onto the Safari Zone, and I do a bit of fishing and find myself a Poliwag. This was the best decision I ever made in this game. I didn't realise it at the time, because I was only catching a Pokemon that could use Surf, so that I could use Surf and eventually catch a Dugong because he's Ice type, and I thought about Lance, but I'm so glad that I did keep him on my team. Call him World Champ, happy days, and run through Safari Zone. Grab myself some gold teeth, they'll look blinging on me. Talk to this guy who is hiding in his secret house but gives me TM for Surf. Onto the gym now that I totally skipped over by mistake, and I have to leave to heal but then I also remember the water stone. I did a bit of grinding on the way to the gym, so my Poliwhirl is ready to evolve into Poliwrath, World Champ, but in a full form. Onto the gym now. I don't know why I walked so slowly there, but take on Erica. This isn't really too difficult. I'm so over leveled at this point, and I've got 2 Pokemon that are good against all of hers. So she acids me, I Ember her again, but she uses a potion, not to worry. 1 Ember, acid. I must have missed there, and accidentally took a screenshot, or whatever the hell I did there. And she goes down with another Ember. Tangler now. I bring out my good old World Champ, probably just to level him up a little bit more, because I send back in my Dog Champ. A little bit annoying here, getting caught by Paralyzation, but goes down to 1 Ember. So happy days. World Champ 28. Sweet, isn't that? World Champ really was MVP of this game, which you'll see by the end of the video. So back into Dog Champ again. Doesn't stand a chance against Ember. Only joking. She acids me and I go down. But I got Big Pex here, and even though Big Pex gets paralyzed, that stupid flower-headed Pokemon goes up to level 50, will obey me. Happy days. Into the fighting dojo. Not too much of a trouble. Big Pex takes him down. Now they asked me which Pokemon do I want out of Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan. I choose the best one, a hard kicking Pokemon. Hitmonlee, call him Champ. Find my way into Silph Co. Grab myself the card key. Have a little rest. Happy days, thanks for that. Unfortunately she didn't join me, and I'm on to another rival battle, which I don't remember this one being too hard either. I mean, Brain Champ is absolutely useless and goes down pretty damn quick, but my Brock Champ, I mean, hangs in there a little while, but ultimately just as useless. But then again, he's weak to flying, so that's my own fault, I suppose. Big Pex comes out, takes on the Blastoise, goes down to the Blastoise, but World Champ comes in at stall so I can evolve. Not evolve, revive. I'm an idiot. Water Guns and Protects. It's so annoying. Protect is like the worst move ever in this stupid game, but he serves his purpose to sleep the Blastoise so I can bring out my Brain Champ, because he'll get killed in 1 hit, and he uses the electric move, whatever it was, to take down Blastoise. Growlithe doesn't stand a chance against the MVP, and then it's Alakazam versus my Brain Champ. Now Meg must have had a friend to trade with, lucky for her, because I had absolutely none, so I'm stuck with a Kadabra. Now I had never used Snatch in this game, it was a Malamation actually, and it's a fun move. You don't know what move they're going to use, but you can just steal whatever it is, which is pretty damn cool. So my Brain Champ goes down, Dog Champ comes out, finishes off the Alakazam just about with Bite. I wish it was Crunch, that would have come in way more handy, but it does the job. I misclick here, forgetting that he's a Psychic type, so it all worked out. In the end, Meg goes down. Happy days. See ya. Get my steps in again, because again I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing in this game. And I meet my old friend Giovanni. He wants another battle. Not surprising really. This is Pokemon. So I take on his Nidoran with MVP. Hits me 3 times. Goes down to 3 Surfs. Sweet, isn't that? Nidoqueen goes down without too much trouble against the MVP who just tanks every damn hit you could ever imagine. He is, I've never used him before, Poliwrath, but yeah, seriously the best Pokemon I could have picked up in this game, as it turns out, and he's rose the ranks in my estimations for Pokemon, because before today and this playthrough he was all but a forgotten Pokemon. A little bit of bad editing here because I just didn't pick up that for some reason. I didn't press A for it for so long and didn't cut it out. I was probably texting. But Rhyhorn now, and goes down to Brockchamp without too much difficulty. See a sucker. Giovanni goes down. This old man talks to me, gives me his Master Ball. Tells me it's a prototype, but that's cool. We only need one. Actually, we don't need it at all. We take on Sabrina. She wipes me out. Like I say, I've got no good offense against Psychic type Pokemon. The best Psychic and Ghost type Pokemon in this game, they've hidden behind a trade which I can't do. So that's cool. But I do grind up on the trainers within the gym. And I take on Sabrina for the second time. Spoiler alert, she goes down the second time that we ever do battle against each other. I really need to edit these videos more carefully because there's loads of times where I'm just not doing nothing, and I didn't pick up on it in the editing because I didn't actually rewatch. This has all been a little bit of a rush actually, because I like to get these videos done before Sunday night, and as I edit this it's 11:15, which is half an hour to my bedtime, because that goddamn Elite Four took me all day. But we'll get to that. It says that Mr. Mime, good old Dogchamp, goes down unfortunately, because he just ain't that good at this point, and he's only got Bite. Like I say, I wish it was Crunch, but it is what it is. I can wish in one hand and piss in the other, and we'll see which one runs out first. He learns Psychic now, which will come in real big handy in the Psychic type gym. I send out Holchamp just purely to stall. He's not actually part of the team. I just use him for Cut, which I still can't get over. The goddamn Diglett learns Cut. It makes you wonder what he's hiding under the ground there with his ability to learn Cut. What's he got under there? A big pair of shears or some scissors, or maybe some hands like Cypher type deal. Either way, this battle was a little bit tricky, I suppose, trickier than I remember. But to be honest, all I can think about is a goddamn Elite Four. It was ridiculous. But heal up with Brockchamp stalling, which is not a great idea, but he served his purpose. Brainchamp comes up, finish him up with Shockwave, and I grab myself another gym badge. Back into Fuchsia City now after battling through Cycle Path. I do a little bit of grinding, evolve Big Pex. Happy days. Literally the most useless Pokemon on my team, other than the fact he can fly my ass around into the poison type gym. Got a little bit lost here, a little bit turned around, but made my way through and took on the Poison Master. Send out Dogchamp, but replace him with Brainchamp, and goes down to a Psychic. Good old Coffin. Holchamp here just stalling so I can heal up. See ya. Send back out good old Brainchamp. Take a Psychic, and then he uses the potion, takes another Psychic and another potion and another Psychic, but he runs out of potions, so ultimately I win for outspeeding with the Psychic. Dogchamp just stalling again just so I can heal my Brainchamp back up. I don't know what the hell was happening there, happened too quick. I've always found that fire type moves are somewhat good against Coffin and Weezing. I don't know why. It's not super effective. Survive with 1 HP and get my another badge, whatever number badge it is, 6. Come to the power plant, catch myself an Electabuzz. Happy days. And Buzzchamp, he's officially titled. Now at this point, when I threw this Thunder Punch, I remembered something crucial that saved me a lot of time if I'd realised it later. I didn't return the gold teeth. I was too busy wearing them, showing them off, checking out, impressing all the ladies with my bling bling teeth. Surf, battle loads of trainers, and find my way into Seafoam Islands. Push a rock down a hole with a good old Brockchamp there, and I eventually make my way out. I cut out all the boring parts for you, you're welcome. I find my way into an abandoned mansion, and without too much difficulty find my way back out. On the way there, found the key to the gym, run into old Blaine. I battled every trainer in here because it's good for grinding. And of course he didn't stand a chance against World Champ, well, like I say, MVP. He was the second to last Pokemon I picked up, and yet he's already level 38, probably one of the highest on my team. He is an absolute champ. Dual typing with water and fighting, and he just takes blows like you wouldn't believe. He actually ends up being the highest level on my team by far, by like 10 levels by the end of this. But grabbed myself a Volcano badge. Like I say, Blaine wasn't too difficult against this absolute champion, and make my way back out, get stuck on a wall. But on my way out I run into Bill, and he wants to cart me away on his fancy ship, which we happily accept. Pop the champagne while they're on there. Takes me to Sevii Islands, tells me to meet his geeky friend who's on about stones or something, I don't know. But he gives me a meteorite and a tri-pass and a town map that Meg's sister refused to give me. Talk to this guy, he's lost his daughter, and in pops somebody from the Sons of Anarchy. He messes up the place, which displeases the bold old man that's lost his daughter. And we find the rest of the Sons of Anarchy. We talk to them for a little bit. And the first one that was Jax, and the second one is more people from Sons of Anarchy. The third one, another person from Sons of Anarchy, and then the big bold leader. They all go down without too much difficulty, and they all ride off into the sunset. I find my way into Berry Forest and find the little girl that the old man's daughter that's gone missing, only to find that it's goddamn Nonce Hypno that's gone and taken her. So we have to put him to rest because we don't like no nonsense. Get Chris Hansen in here. Down he goes. Happy days. We return her. She gives us a berry, sure, but we return her to her old man father there. Talked to her twice because I'm an idiot, and talked to the old man, gave him the meteorite because he wouldn't accept it until we found his goddamn daughter, but luckily snatched her away from the arms of a nonce, so that was alright. Back now to Bill and Nerd, and we chat to them. They do more gassing, just on about stones and stuff again probably, and we cut back off on the ferry, pop in the Champers. Apparently it was a long cruise, I don't know. Pop into Pallet Town, see my old mum. She gives me a rest. Thanks about that, mum. Tells me I'm looking great, which is always nice to hear. And find our way in the last gym. My old friend Giovanni here again now. He wants to battle again. I don't know. Since we hung out that one time, all he's cared about is battling. So it is what it is. MVP coming back out here. Giovanni just doesn't stand a chance against him, to be honest. He gets absolutely floored. Absolutely floored. Now, as I mentioned a couple of times, the Elite Four was a huge pain in my tush in this game. It's literally taken me 7 hours, real life hours. In fact, I think it was 7 game hours it took me. Either way, it took me like all day, and I was hoping to do the Sevii Islands, the whole lot, today, but I just about managed to get the Elite Four done in time without tearing my hair out, and managing to finish up on Sunday, which, like I say, is what I was hoping for. And so I mention it now because my team is perfectly leveled to take on Giovanni, but not the Elite Four. There's like 10 levels, 20 levels in some cases difference between my team. They got Giovanni, get the Earth Badge. Between my team and the Elite Four, which I don't stuck in my throat there, which leads me to believe it's not that these games are difficult. It's more so that the level difference between your team can get. Bearing in mind, I took on all the trainers available in this game, and still I was 10 to 20 levels lower than what was required for the Elite Four. And it just means that it requires a ton of grinding, which isn't fun. It's totally boring, and like I say, it took me hours to do grinding on the Elite Four. So it's just unbalanced and unfair. It's not really any more difficult, and even if you know what you're doing, which I've got many years of playing these games under my belt, it's still a hell of a struggle for me, and it just means you just got to sit down and grind, which is ridiculous, but it is what it is. So take on the old execute with Big Pex. This is probably the last time Big Pex was any amount of helpful, to be honest, because like I say, it was just useless. We ended up being like level 40 by the end of the game, which we will get to, you will soon see when it comes to the Hall of Fame. So I don't know what I'm doing here. I like to watch TV while I play these games, so being that I watch TV on my laptop, I have the sound off on Twitch, but also I kept getting copyright strikes because of the music, so I mute the game on stream where I take all my footage from and watch TV. So sometimes I'm a little bit distracted and tomfoolery happens like that, where I'm waiting around for nothing to happen, or I menu click pointlessly. So that explains that, because I've been watching Manifest recently. I'm on season 3 and it is very good, worth a watch for sure. So this is my victory run now, but like I say, this took me so goddamn long. It is ridiculous. Like, I started doing the Elite Four at like 4 o'clock. I didn't actually beat them until like 10 o'clock. So yeah, it was ridiculous. Like I say, I was 17 hours after beating Meg for the last time, and by the time I finished it, I think I was in the 20 plus hours, which you will see, like I say, at the end of the game. So by the time I'd done this, I was super happy. But as you can see, the MVP there, level 60 by the time I finished the game. Brain Champ 46, as like I say, Big Pex was absolutely useless other than stalling so that I can heal. It goes down, no problem at all. What was his name? Dog Champ. He was much the same. Didn't really get much of a look in other than on Agatha, because he's got that bite. And Brain Champ would go down in one hit, so I had to be, there he goes, I had to be pretty strategical with how I use my team. But after doing it over and over and over and over again, I eventually found the best strategy to take them all out. So I don't know what the hell happened there, but on to Agatha. And like I say, my Dog Champ was pretty much best in this fight, but I did find that it's ridiculous. One of our Gengars just knows poison moves and hypnosis and nightmare, which is an absolute joke, because they'll hypnotize you, you'll use a full heal to wake up, then they'll hypnotize you again, and then you'll use a full heal and they'll hypnotize you again, and if you don't wake up with a full heal, then they'll use a nightmare, and it's like, it is a real joke. Absolute joke. This is the Gengar now. See? Sleep. Full heal. Nightmare. But it fails. Sleep. Full heal. Sleep again. Luckily went for 2 moves that weren't hypnosis. Missed 1 sleep, missed 2 sleeps, and goes down. Fuck you, Agatha, and your cheap ass tactics. Goes down though. By the time I got to Lance, like I said, I did so many practice runs, and I only beat Lance twice. So all of that grinding was on those first 3. I just couldn't seem to get past them. But his Gyarados goes down without too much difficulty. Dragonair now, I just use the time to set up a light screen. Uses Outrage. I just keep using Leer till Buzzchamp dies, to be honest. It goes down with a Hyper Beam, which I knew then he'd have to rest. So I can bring in the MVP, take down Aerodactyl and the Dragonair. Happy days, uses Hyper Beam. Like I said, I know he'd have to rest, so I won that one. Big Pex now just a stall, heal up the MVP. Goes down with 1 Hyper Beam because he's absolutely useless and 20 levels below where he should be. So Hyper Beam must recharge, Berry, but goes down. No problem at all. Same with Dragonair. Like I say, I'm level 60 now with this absolute champion. And Lance goes down. So he informs me that there's 1 trainer left, and of course it's Meg the champ, and she sends out a Pidgeot. Goes down, well, it would go down in 2 hits, but the cheap motherfucker uses sand attack, so I miss one of my attacks. Of course, Rhydon goes down, one hit, no problemo. Send out Dogchamp, takes on. Now Alakazam was hard because I had no counter to Alakazam, so I just sort of threw all of my team at him until I found that he went down. Got pretty lucky here. He got paralysed, used a full restore, got paralysed again until Buzzchamp went down. Then I used Earthquake, go down to a little bit of HP, another full restore, which was a pain. Get an Earthquake off, go down to a Psychic, but then of course MVP comes in, takes a Future Sight, hangs on with 7 HP and takes out that stupid ass Alakazam. One hits Executor, and you can see why I call him the MVP now. Arcanine comes out, I just throw him out to stall, catches a burn, goes down pretty quick but survives with 2 HP, so I use that opportunity to revive my Electabuzz. Eats up an Extreme Speed and a Flamethrower and takes him out with no problem at all. Now at this point I knew one Pokemon left, I got this in the bag, especially if I can land Toxic, and then I can just stall if need be. So Buzzchamp does some bits, Blastoise of course hangs on because this game cheats. I send out my MVP, heal up Buzzchamp because I know he's going to also heal up, land the Toxic, and I knew that worst comes to worst I could stall, and finally the story arc of my life of doing these Elite Fours for hours was finally over. So luckily I heal up, I revive even my MVP, and down goes Blastoise, defeating Meg and defeating this game. Now I was going to catch all the legendaries and do the Sevi Islands because to me that is full on completion, but like I say, time got on. I wanted to do this before I go to bed on Sunday and didn't actually have time. But there is the Hall of Fame, the Pokemon I finished the game with. Like I say, some useless, some absolute champions, but ultimately together they're all a team. And so I will enter into the Hall of Fame. And what's my game time? I know it's quick, 26 hours. So that was 9 hours from the last fight with Meg to taking her on as a champion, which is absolutely ridiculous. And that's game time. So in real life, you can imagine just how long I was grinding for. Just hours upon hours. But I got what I wanted out of the situation, even if I didn't do the Sevi Islands and the legendaries. Take one last look at the Elite Four. Now I'm going to have to return and do it all over again when I do Leaf Green, and credits roll, which means it's the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching this long ass video. I really appreciate you, and have a good one.